A guy in Austin makes candles in his garage. Good candles, soy wax, real fragrance oils, the kind that actually smell like the label says. He posts one online. Someone asks, "How much?" And he freezes. Not because he doesn't know his costs. He's got a spreadsheet. Wax, wick, jar, label, his time. Comes out to $4 and change. So he prices it at $9. Here's the problem. 3 towns over, someone is selling the exact same size candle, same wax, same quality, for $32, and they're selling out. The guy in Austin didn't lose because his candle was worse. He lost before he even lit the wick. The moment he decided that cost plus a little was the same thing as price. Today, we're breaking down the actual mechanics of pricing something for the very first time. No sales history, no data, nothing to look back on. By the end of this, you have a repeatable process you can use whether you are selling candles, code, consulting, or cookies. Let's be honest about why this problem is hard, because most advice skips this part. When a business has sold something before, pricing is a tuning problem. You have data. You know that at $40 you sold 100 units and at $45 you sold 80. You can find the sweet spot. When you've never sold the thing, you have 0 data points. You're not tuning, you're guessing in the dark. And the 2 most common ways people guess are both traps. Trap 1, cost plus pricing. Add up what it costs you, tack on a margin, done. This feels rigorous because it involves math, but it has a fatal flaw. It prices based on you, not on the buyer. The candle guy's cost tells you nothing about what the candle is worth to the person buying it as a gift for their mother. Trap 2, copying a competitor's number. You find someone selling something similar. You match their price, maybe shave off 10% to be competitive. This feels safe because someone else already validated it, but you're copying their price without copying their cost structure, their brand, or their audience. So you might be copying a price that barely works for them and definitely doesn't work for you. The actual answer lives somewhere else entirely, not in your costs and not in your competitor's price tag, but in the value the thing creates for the person buying it. Before you can set a single price, you need 3 numbers. Not guesses, numbers you can defend. Number 1, your floor. This is your true cost, materials, time valued honestly, fees, shipping, everything. This isn't your price, it's the number below which you are paying people to take your product. Every business needs to know this number cold because it's the one number where being wrong is catastrophic. Underestimate your floor and you can sell 1,000 units and still go broke doing it. Number 2, the market ceiling. This is what similar solutions already cost the buyer. Not just direct competitors, but substitutes. If you're selling a $15 candle, the ceiling isn't just other candles. It's a $12 diffuser, a $20 dinner out, whatever else competes for that same discretionary dollar. Go find 5 to 10 comparable options right now and actually look at their prices. This gives you a range, not a number, but a range is 100 times better than nothing. Number 3, the value number. This is the one most people skip, and it's the most important. Ask, what does this actually change for the buyer? Does it save them time? Solve a pain they'd otherwise pay someone else to solve? Make them look good to their boss? Estimate that in dollars, even roughly. A consultant who saves a client 8 hours a week isn't selling hours. They're selling the dollar value of those 8 hours. That number is very often far higher than the consultant's own hourly cost. Once you have your floor, your ceiling, and your value estimate, you are not guessing anymore. You are triangulating. Here is something almost nobody tells first-time sellers. Your first price is not really about revenue. It's about anchoring. The very first number you show someone rewires how they judge everything you show them after. This is well documented. People shown a high number first will judge a following price as more reasonable than people shown no number at all. Retailers exploit this constantly with the strike-through price. $120, now $79. The $80 hasn't changed. What changed is what your brain compares it to. This matters enormously for a first-time product because you get to set the anchor with zero resistance. Nobody has a memory of what this thing should cost because it's never existed before at any price. This is exactly why launching too low is more dangerous than launching too high. If you launch low, you don't just lose margin on day one, you set a reference point that follows you. Raising a price after people have already anchored to a low number creates real backlash, even if the new price is still fair. Launching a bit high or offering a limited time launch discount off a real price preserves a much stronger anchor than starting cheap and hoping to grow into a bigger number later. A price isn't just a single figure, it is structure. And for a first-time product, the structure often matters more than the exact digits. Tiered pricing works when your buyers have genuinely different needs: a basic version, a pro version, a premium version. This does something clever. It doesn't just serve different budgets, it makes the middle option look like the obvious sensible choice because it's flanked by a cheap option that feels limited and an expensive one that feels excessive. That's not manipulation, that's giving people a frame to make a decision inside of. Usage-based or per-unit pricing works when value scales directly with consumption. The more someone uses it, the more they pay, so the price never feels disconnected from the benefits they're getting. Flat rate or subscription pricing works when you want predictability for you and for the buyer, and when the value is more about ongoing access than one-time consumption. Value-based, project-style pricing, common in consulting and freelance work, throws out cost and hours entirely and prices against the outcome. What is it worth to the client to have this problem solved? If you are launching your very first product, resist the urge to build 5 tiered pricing tiers on B1. Pick one clean structure, launch it, and let real buyer behavior tell you where the complexity should go later. Complexity you add after you have data is smart. Complexity you add before you have any data is just more guessing, dressed up to look sophisticated. Once you've picked a rough figure, the exact digits matter more than people expect. Charm pricing, ending in 0.99 or 0.97, consistently performs well in a lot of retail and e-commerce contexts because people process the leftmost digit first and anchor there. 1999 reads as 19 something, not basically 20. But, and this is the part people miss, charm pricing also signals something. It says discount, mass market, deal. If you're selling a premium, handcrafted, or high-trust product, a clean round number like $40 or $200 can actually perform better because round numbers signal confidence and quality rather than bargain hunting. A round price says, this is what it costs. A 0.99 price says, we're trying to make it feel cheaper than it is. So the real question isn't, should I use 0.99? It's, what does my pricing format say about what kind of product this is? Match the format to the story you're telling. One more principle worth knowing. Price in context, not isolation. A $45 candle sitting alone on a page just looks expensive. A $45 candle sitting next to a $30 candle and a $65 candle looks like a reasonable middle choice. Whenever you can, show your price next to other options, even your own other products, so buyers have something to compare it to instead of judging it in a vacuum. You don't need a live sale to get signal on price. A few low-cost ways to pressure test a number before it's permanent. Go show 2 or 3 genuine prospective buyers a mock listing at a specific price and just watch their reaction. Not what they say, what their face does when they read the number. Run a small paid ad or landing page test with a real price and a real buy now button and see how far people actually get before they bail. You don't need many clicks to learn something. Ask directly, but ask it the right way. Don't ask, would you pay $40 for this? Everyone says yes to the nice. Instead, ask, what would you expect to pay for this? And let them name a number with no anchor from you at all.
That unprompted number is some of the cleanest data you'll get before launch. None of this requires a single sale. It just requires putting a real number in front of real people and watching what actually happens instead of what they say will happen. Back to the candle guy in Austin. He didn't lose to a better product. He lost because he treated his own costs as the ceiling of what someone would pay, instead of asking what the candle was actually worth to the person lighting it. Pricing something for the first time isn't a math problem. The math is the easy part. It's a research problem, wrapped in a psychology problem, wrapped in a decision about what story you want your price to tell before anyone's even used the product. Find your flaw, find the ceiling, estimate the value. Pick a structure before you pick a number. And remember, the first price you ever put out into the world isn't really a price. It's an anchor. Set it like you mean it.